When he passed away, he came face to face with the reality of suffering on earth. People often wonder why suffering exists, especially for those who remain faithful to God. I too pondered this question deeply, but my outlook changed drastically following a near-death event. My life was anything but mundane. I served in the military, dabbled in various sports, and explored the world extensively. Little did I know, exposure to harmful substances during my military service triggered severe autoimmune disorders, including significant damage to my heart. As I grappled with heart failure, I found myself in the emergency room, teetering between life and death. Amid the frantic attempts to save me, I turned to prayer, seeking comfort in acceptance. Suddenly, I was engulfed in an overwhelming sense of love, tranquility, and happiness amidst the chaos. In this surreal moment, I felt a warm and purposeful light behind me, drawing me towards it. As I approached, my awareness expanded, and an intense desire to be in its presence consumed me. Stepping closer, I found myself immersed in an inexplicable flow of love, expanding my capacity for profound emotions. In this luminous realm, I yearned to see Jesus, and instantly, the light opened up to reveal countless radiant beings embodying divine love and grace. Jesus, recognizable without explanation, stood among them. When I expressed my desire to see his face, it materialized before me. Strangely, I couldn't quite recall his features, despite witnessing his affectionate smile and love. The memory of his radiant face eluded me, much like the brilliance of the light I had experienced earlier. I realized that my brain state during the hospital ordeal hindered my ability to retain the image of his divine visage. Our communication transcended words, resembling telepathy as we effortlessly exchanged thoughts. Jesus imparted 3 crucial lessons to me. First, the significance of dedicating my actions entirely to him through prayer. Second, the importance of embracing suffering with joy, making sacrifices without expecting anything in return. Joyfully facing my medical struggles meant accepting my circumstances rather than battling against them, echoing God's sacrificial love for us. I learned that genuine love often requires sacrifice. Lastly, I grasped the necessity of sharing this love by genuinely caring for others and desiring their well-being. Before my near-death experience, I heavily relied on science. However, afterward, my faith in God became unshakable. While I still value science for its practicality, I realized that certain intangible aspects like love, trust, and truth cannot be quantified. Similarly, although we cannot measure God, we can feel his presence. My encounter with him solidified my faith, although I acknowledge that others may possess strong faith without such experiences. Faith, I've come to understand, must be felt rather than calculated. My unwavering belief in God's existence stems from the peace I now feel, especially regarding death. While many dread death, my perspective shifted after facing mortality. Embracing our journey towards death can bring tranquility amidst uncertainty. Facing death filled me with a fear unlike any I'd encountered in combat or martial arts. However, my encounter with God during those critical moments transformed that fear into courage. Even as doctors warned of the looming possibility of death, I remained remarkably composed during my stay in the ICU, a testament to how God can turn fear into strength. The question of why God permits suffering for his followers is one that many ponder deeply. While we often resist suffering, life, much like a football game, operates under rules beyond our control. Constant fulfillment of our desires can skew our perception of reality. Hence, suffering serves to test and strengthen us. Embracing change and pursuing happiness align us with God's plan, even when it seems unclear at first. The purpose behind suffering may not become evident until we've triumphed over it. That's precisely why I underwent this profound experience. Initially fixated on the intense suffering, I now grasp its profound significance. In the realm of heaven, God enveloped me in love, healing the anguish I had endured. I came to understand that God permitted suffering to draw me closer to love, enriching my life in ways I could scarcely imagine. It was an act of kindness on his part. When faced with the choice to remain or return, my thoughts turned to my family. Yet God revealed to me that his love for them far surpassed mine own. He reassured me of his ability to care for them more effectively than I ever could. With this understanding, I made the conscious decision to return, knowing that while more suffering might await, it would be accompanied by an even greater abundance of love. As I embarked on my journey back, the only discomfort I felt in heaven was the sorrow of leaving Jesus. Re-entering the familiar yet foreign realm of earth left my soul feeling displaced. Nonetheless, I pressed forward with conviction, knowing it was the right path. Thus, I traversed the tunnel once more, emerging not into darkness, but into the sterile familiarity of my hospital room. It struck me then that I had brought nothing with me to heaven. No deeds to boast of, only my broken heart. In life, my love for myself often overshadowed that for God, though I did harbor some affection for him. As I gazed upon my hospital surroundings, a blend of anticipation and melancholy washed over me, anticipation for the opportunity to live wholeheartedly for God, despite the ache of departing from his presence. Within the confines of the room, medical apparatus surrounded me, the rhythmic hum of the Lucas machine performing chest compressions, the intricate network of tubes, and the vigilant brain monitors. While no explicit declaration was made, it seemed evident that the life-saving efforts were drawing to a close. With my return to my earthly vessel, the connection to heaven was severed, and I found myself once again immersed in the familiar tumult of life, the ache, the clamor, the distractions. To all who have listened to this interview, I extend my gratitude. I wish to remind you that God's love for you is genuine. Though doubts may linger, I hold hope that one day each of you will experience the same profound love and joy that I have. For eternity, that remains my fervent wish for all.